Now, if I'm to understand what I've been reading correctly, we may or may not be looking at a polar vortex situation. Nathan Himsel's going to clear all that up in the weekend weather outlook, but if you'll excuse me, I'm going to dream of somewhere warm.
We are going to see more snow start to make its way in this weekend. Snow chance on Friday. That'll continue into Saturday, where it's more of an afternoon snow chance, and then Sunday we'll see snow likely throughout the entire day. But these temperatures also are going to continue cooling off, going from the upper 20s Friday, mid 20s on Saturday, lower 20s on Sunday. So we'll have a gradual decline when we're talking about temperatures. For your futurecast, let's break down when we're expecting that snow. So Friday morning, not too bad, but as you shift throughout the day, going towards 5 p.m., that's where we're going to see snow right up into Cooley region, stretching right down into the Chippewa Valley as well. It does clear out for a little bit Saturday morning, not too much to worry about there, but we will see that slowly makes its return here Saturday evening around 7 p.m., moving in from our west here. That continues into Sunday morning, and we'll see that snow stick around for a little bit. Our models don't pick up on enough of that snow Sunday, but we're expecting that it will be present once again. For your forecast highs on Friday, we are going to see the mid 20s farther up north, upper 20s as you go farther south towards Viroqua, and then Saturday continuing to cool down just a little bit. We're going to see it really go down into the upper teens there in Ladysmith at 18, Eau Claire at 21, Viroqua 24, La Crosse 26 there on Saturday, keeping things pretty cold. And then Sunday, look at this, we're going to be right around those mid to upper teens, even 20 degrees as we move right to the center of our area. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Nathan. Now, the football season is racing towards an exciting finish. Not only is the NFL a wacky town, Chicago is tops in the NFC, New England is good again, and both Kansas City and Detroit may or may not make the playoffs. The college game is heating up as well. We are careening towards the 12-team playoff, and who knows what's going to happen there. And brace yourself, the Heisman Trophy winner might be a quarterback from Vanderbilt. But more importantly, the University of La Crosse Screaming Eagles have found themselves in the NCAA Division III playoffs for the 5th year in a row. This weekend, they faced third-round opponent North Central, and head coach Matt Janis sat down with our very own Lucas Leyshock to talk football during Eagle Watch.
Eagles fans, welcome back to another episode of Eagle Watch, brought to you by our friends at Pizza Ranch. And this last snowy weekend, the Eagles delivered a gritty playoff performance on the road, earning a 9-7 victory over Hope College in Michigan to advance to the third round of the NCAA Division III championships. It was a defensive battle, a special teams showcase, and a true testament on why this team is so tough. And Coach Janis is here with me once again to break down how the Eagles pulled out this win, highlight some key performances on both sides of the ball, and preview a massive showdown this weekend, a rematch with top-ranked North Central, one of the powerhouse programs in Division III. So Coach Matt Janis, congratulations on this win. Here we are in December playing football now. We just talked about playing football in November a few weeks ago. Here we are. It's cold. It's snowy, just like this last weekend. You guys were doing snow angels at the end of the game. Yeah. Walk us through, 9-7 victory. That's defensive. That's gritty. That's playoff football.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, told the guys before the game, I'm like, how cool is this, right? I think from the second you can pick up a football, right? And growing up in the Midwest, anytime it snows as a kid, you would go out and make diving catches in the snow, tackle in the snow, right? And so our kids got to kind of live that dream throughout that game. And then we got to halftime. I told them at halftime, I'm like, man, they write movies about this stuff, right? You got a great opponent. You're in a playoff game with them. Everything's on the line. It's neck and neck, and it's snowing out. That's like a movie in itself, right? And so, but no, like you said, I just thought our kids did just such a good job. And obviously, there's a whole list of things, from our travel. Our travel was, Friday night or Thursday night was really long. We got stuck in a snowstorm on the way there, and then dealing with the hotel, and then all the elements. Being on the road and dealing with the elements of the snow and the cold. involved. Thought our kids did a great job handling that. We did a great job preparing them and practicing in cold weather. And then on Friday, we had a really good practice on a really snow-covered field so that we get used to the footing of the field and how we were going to be able to move defensively if we had to adjust. I think our coaches did a great job kind of adjusting some of our game plan on Friday as we kind of, hey, if the conditions are like this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to trim out this. Like, that game was exactly what I thought. I mean, as we talked about last week, Hope was, in my opinion, a top 15 football program. You know, even though the score was low, they were doing some really good things in their run game and then some of their passing concepts. And so it was really just what we thought. It was going to be back and forth. And then you add the elements into it where footing's hard and, special teams was going to play a huge role and field position was going to play a huge role. But our kids we were able to get a lead and then just hang on to it just enough. And so credit to our guys for sticking with it, and like we talk about all the time as a football program, just do us a man to win. And then here we are, and now on to round 3.
So with this win, the Eagles advance to the third round for the second time in 3 seasons. What does that mean to you, to the program, to the guys out on the field?
I haven't thought about that too much. I didn't know that. I think, and we walked out on the practice field yesterday, and I told them all this. I said, hey guys, you all got to look up at Granddad's Bluff, because I think it's really cool is that this team has now seen 3 seasons change as we go. So it's really special. Got a really good opponent coming up here, and our guys have been handling travel really well because I kind of explained it to them. That's how it's going to go from here on out. It's going to be in and out, but no, it's really cool to be in the third round and really exciting, and we're excited for it.
Let's talk a little about the matchup here. So, unlike Hope, you've played these guys before, in the past. Yeah. What's the game plan looking like? I know it's early.
Yeah, obviously, with North Central and what Brad's done there, their head coach, I mean, that is the standard of Division III football. And I think that track record has proven itself. Obviously, a really strong, great program from top to bottom, all 3 phases. I think they have an amazing coaching staff. I think they're obviously surrounded by really good players. I think, especially with this team and looking at the 2025 North Central football team, I think this is a group that's built in the trenches. I think they're really good up front on the offensive line, and then I think you turn around and you look at their defensive line and they're really good, and 92 is a special player up front that we have to figure out a way to account for him and be strong on and make sure that he's covered, and probably have to run away from him and try to cut him off. Again, as you get into, like you said, round 3, there's only great teams left at this time, and obviously in order to advance, in order to get to Canton, in order to win a national title, this is the team that you have to be able to beat. And so we have to play really good. All those little cliches that you say around football, you got to take care of the football. You got to find a way to force turnover. You got to play field position. Then everybody goes duh, we know, coach, we know. But like that, when you play guys like this and a team of this caliber, that is so true.
It's the little things.
Yeah, you can't be out of a gap as a defensive lineman. Because if you are, they'll score a touchdown on it, right? And so, you have to be so sound in what you're doing. You have to play with great technique, and then responsibility and your assignment, that is so vital in games like this.
The Eagles improved to 8-2 and continue their postseason run to face North Central this Saturday in Illinois. It's about 4 hours away, so drive safe. You guys are driving there. That's going to do it for this episode of Eagle Watch. Coach Janis, any final messages to the Eagles fans?
No, they know it. Go Eagles.
Go Eagles. Love it.